Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Stay Level Avionix. Today I'm really excited to announce the Turtle Beach VelocityOne Yoke and Throttle support for SLAVX tabletop avionics panels. We're really excited to continue to offer the most amount of compatibility with all different types of consumer grade, I'll call flight simulation and aviation peripherals for your computer to just really elevate that flight simulation experience. So you may have seen all the different yokes that we support, everything from the SIMiONIC force feedback yoke, which still hasn't been released, all the way to the Honeycomb Alpha yoke, the Logitech ProFlight yoke, that's kind of been outdated now, but then also the Virtual Fly Yoko. So really rating from, I'll call a good, better, best, I would say this is really sort of the order. The Turtle Beach VelocityOne is kind of just a good, it's not really over the top. Honeycomb Alpha, definitely a better yoke, and then the Yoko at the top end of the spectrum, the absolute best yoke if you want to replicate that Cessna 172 in the cockpit. So, hey, so today we're going to walk through just real quick the Turtle Beach VelocityOne, get a demo it in Microsoft Flight Sim. You can see here, this is one of our G1000 panels. This actually is the Virtual Fly G1000. We're not going to go through powering up the Virtual Fly G1000. We've got other videos that actually show the Virtual Fly G1000 in action. I'll go ahead and I'll pin them at the top. You can check those out. But this is really just going to focus on the Turtle Beach VelocityOne. One thing that's pretty unique about this yoke and throttle is everything is sort of at the top end of the panel, so you don't have a separate pedestal or anything else to worry about. So it makes for easy on and easy off of your desk. But I'll walk into the actual details about how everything kind of comes together. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Pumped to have you here. Excited to talk a little bit about this, and we'll catch you guys here in the video. Okay, so as I was talking about, this is the Turtle Beach VelocityOne Yoke and Throttle. It's recently come out. It's compatible with PC, but it's also compatible with Xbox. So this Yoke and Throttle is really designed to be an all-in-one solution for somebody with an Xbox. Is really what it's geared around. It's got the Xbox button here in the middle. It's got the A, B, X, Y buttons, like bumpers on the triggers and things. So it's very much like an Xbox thing, but it works with PC because Microsoft Flight Simulator works on both the Xbox and then also on PC. So that's kind of the uniqueness around this piece. In terms of standard configuration, I'd say you got your roll, you got your ailerons, you got your pitch, and your elevator. It's got really nice trim wheels. So this is a huge thing to have, manual trim wheel. So it's got that. It's got throttles if you want to do like a 4-engine, so like a 747, and then it's got your pretty standard general aviation levers here, with your prop, your mixture, and your throttle. The one thing it doesn't have at all, and I'm going to see if I can kind of configure it, but it doesn't really have any type of rudder authority. I'm going to see if actually these triggers might actually be something like that. So that would mean that you wouldn't actually have to have rudder pedals as well, which would make the whole solution just even that much simpler. So once again, this is more of kind of like an entertainment type thing. That this isn't like a super realistic yoke. It doesn't have the, I'll call, feel, the heaviness, the weight to it like a Yoko does. But once again, it's like, I think it's like $300, $350. So it's all about cost. Over here, this is a customer panel that we did that's compatible with this yoke and throttle. So you can see the base is all modeled up just the right way. They're going to run a 15-inch monitor, touch monitor. They're going to run a Knobster, and then a RealSimGear 430 in the top, and then a couple of Logitech panels, a radio panel and then a switch panel down there in the bottom. So that's going to be a really great configuration. So you can kind of get a better feel for it. You got a steam gauge version. That's going to have like a 6-pack, an HSI, things like that. And then you got your glass cockpit version. So those are a couple versions that we're doing right now. If anybody wants anything, shoot us a note. We'll make anything custom for you. We do a ton of that. So once again, that's pretty much the overview. There's some buttons here, which are nice. So, I mean, nothing really too wild and crazy. It looks like an annunciator panel. So some neat things. It's got a little screen here, but what I want to do, I actually want to fire it up in the simulator, see what it's like, and see if everything just kind of works out of the box. I have not plugged this into Flight Simulator yet. I will say, in terms of configuration, this throttle connects via USB-C into the actual yoke, and then from the yoke there's a USB-C to USB-A cable that's included, so you can plug it into a traditional USB port. So Pretty straightforward there. So just one cable into your computer for these units. In terms of actual clamping this thing, you know, this actually mounts to the base of the SLAVX panel. You can see all the holes there. We give you the mounted hardware to mount these units to the SLAVX panel. Then it becomes one large unit, right? So I'll give you an example. You know, it's all connected here, right? It's all not coming off. Pretty straightforward. So then, and I'll just wrap the cable back here. You can see that USB-A right there. So that's all connected to the panel. And then what you do is you open up this cover right here. So we give you the Allen key. It's magnetic, so it's kind of tight. We've given enough clearance to be able to bring this up. Bring up this cover, you take it off, and you've got an included little Turtle Beach hex key here. And all you do is you just go ahead and you spin this all the way around. Okay, so that's now tightened down. You can take your wrench, you can put it right back in there, and then so if you try to get it off with your finger, you can't actually get it off. You can't get enough leverage under there, so that's what this Allen key's for. You can actually put it in there and then just pop it right off. So anyways, with that, you can see here, I mean, this thing's not going anywhere at this point. Oh boy. We're gonna like break something. So anyways, my point is it's very secure. So next we're going to go ahead, we're gonna load up Flight Sim. Let's see what this thing's all about. Let's see if it works right out of the box with no drivers. Okay, so just a quick update here. We're in the Turtle Beach firmware updater. This is really cool. You put it in the update mode here on the yoke. Very simple. Click VelocityOne, please plug in, checking for updates. Looks like there's a new firmware available, 1.1. Mine was 1.0.4. So I'll go ahead, I'll hit update. One thing that was interesting when I was loading it up, I'll show you guys the pictures. There's lights back here, there's lights here, there's lights here. There's actually a bunch of lights and stuff. And the reviews online are actually pretty good. So we'll go ahead, we'll get through the firmware update, and then we'll get back to some of the features of the yoke. Okay, so we're in here, we're in Flight Sim. VelocityOne pops up right out of the box, which is great. Everything's already configured out of the box too, which is really nice. I did mention earlier that rudder, I was thinking it might be those triggers, and sure enough, it actually is. So when I go back to the Flight VelocityOne, Flight Control, Primary Services, I'm pushing one of those triggers. That's that rudder access. So you can actually use rudder, so that's really nice. And then looking at, I wanted to see if these throttles were configured or anything in there, but I don't know. I guess we'll just go ahead. We'll just throw it up. I wonder if any of these other things show up at all. Maybe. I don't know. So I guess, you know, we can actually try to. Oh, okay. We're just gonna go into a map. We'll load up. You know, if the goal is to learn more of a G1000 and you just need something to just throttle up, throttle down, and turn, like, hey, this is really good, right? So like if you're doing your instrument rating, this may be something that's just great. You just get a really inexpensive, basically full featured thing. You don't even need to get rudder pedals, and then you can really just work on your instrument things, like with the G1000. So okay, here we are. We're clouds. We'll turn some things on. And
oral warning, okay.
So if I go, okay, so it looks like, okay, throttle's configured. Throttle's configured there, but it looks like the mixture is not. So just little things that it might need to go into under the controls. So if I were to like look here, search by thing, mixture. I wonder if you can actually look at it. Yeah, you can. So I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to totally get into it. We'll just do this for now. So once again, I'm not going to go configure everything under the sun. Okay, so honestly, like, okay, so trim wheel works, so that's really nice. You can actually see the trim wheel here. Trim wheel works really nice out of the box. But in terms of the other stuff out of the box, I mean, yeah, I could configure some axes, but kind of annoying that it doesn't actually work. To be totally frank, but that's okay, whatever. So if I go external, let's see if that rudder works again. Right, we were talking about that rudder earlier. Let's see if that rudder works. Yeah, so there, it deflects. So that's really nice. It does seem quite digital though, and like I would say linear. It's not like on or off. It's actually kind of linear. So if you want to just give it a little bit of right rudder on takeoff, you could. It's not like it's fully deflected. So that's actually pretty nice. Okay, we got our parking brake. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can taxi now. So we can go full throttle here. So a little bit of right rudder there. 55 knots rotate. Rudder thing's kind of interesting. So, yeah, I mean, we'll trim. Obviously, there you go. Hit a little bit of manual trim, which is nice. So this thing is like fantastic at being, if anybody remembers the CH Eclipse yoke, this is like a really, really great replacement for that. It actually had a rudder that you could hit with your thumbs. And so once again, like if you're working on your instrument rating and other things where you're really focusing on more avionics and you already know how to fly the plane, you can fly the plane really, really well. This actually is a quite a decent value. I'm kind of surprised. Some rubber inserts here on the thumbs, which is really nice. I could go in here and load up and start my timer if I was doing some turns and stuff. So really pretty neat from that perspective. You can hit your rudder. Yeah, interesting. It's weird using your hands as the rudder and stuff like that, but I don't know, whatever. So once again, hey, inexpensive yoke throttle combination. It's nice. It's got a trim wheel. Overall nice value. So yeah, we're pumped to be able to support them. So if you've got the component and you guys want to be able to use it, that'd be great. As I know today, I don't believe any of the G1000 systems are really supported in Xbox. It's not really like a thing to do. So yeah, this is more geared towards the PC setups is what I would say. So hey, thanks for tuning in for another one. We'll catch you guys a little later. Stay level.